Oh, why hello there. I know that this is super late, but like I said in my most recent video, I have been on a hiatus that I didn't mean to take because of finals and then moving and then being out of town and then being out of town again, and it's just been a big old mess. But we are finally doing our Muse Simulation Theory Super Deluxe album review. Another reason why I kind of waited to do this was because I really wanted to listen to the songs a lot and really get a good feel for them before I started making judgments on them. So going right down the list, starting off with Algorithm, that song is so cool. It's very Stranger Things, and I'm wondering if there's some kind of correlation between it and the fact that the album art was done by the Stranger Things artist. And with Stranger Things Season 3 coming up, I don't know if there's any correlation between those or if it's just coincidence, but I would love to hear Algorithm being like the main theme of Season 3 or some kind of soundtrack there at some point. Algorithm is definitely one of my top favorites. The Dark Side, we have been over in my Dark Side reaction video that exists. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. Dark Side is one of my favorites. Of all of the songs that have come out with music videos before the whole album was dropped, Dark Side was my favorite. Pressure, again, I have a reaction video out for that entire... Well, I have a reaction video out and everyone complained that I didn't talk enough about the song, so I guess I'll talk about the song. The song's great. The music video was very confusing, and again, watch my reaction video if you haven't seen it. But so since everyone is so angry about me not talking about the song, it's a really fun, like, I just enjoy everything about it. It's in my range, so I like to sing it when I'm in the car or the shower or whatever. I love songs that just kind of have that like funky kind of 80s hype. Like, that song really gets me turned, and it's great. Propaganda is also, I keep saying that they're all my favorites. They can't all be your favorites, Shen. But Propaganda is one of my favorites. Propaganda is one of those songs that I wish I could choreograph if I had a studio and time and energy, which I have none of. But I really like the way that it sounds in kind of this like slow but funky, just heavy beat. It's very driving, and I really enjoy that in a song, and especially in a choreography. That is a song that I would have danced to, again, if I had the time. Break It To Me is one of those songs that I have to listen to it for a second to remember which one it is. It's not my fault there's so many songs in the album, okay? I don't really like the dissonant, kind of out of tune guitar part. That just sounds a little bit weird in my opinion. I get that it's a choice and it's the aesthetic and all that, like, no shame, I respect that. That's just not really my thing. I really don't like dissonant sounds. But the rest of the song I do enjoy. It's really weird, but in a good way. It is kind of another one of those songs that I could see a choreography to. Break It To Me is definitely lower on my list because it's just not that memorable, I guess. It's not a bad song by any means. I don't really strongly dislike any of the songs on this album, but I would put Break It To Me as probably my second least favorite. Which one is my least favorite? Well, stick around and find out. Something Human, I like. I know a lot of people don't like it. I know Daniel says that it sounds like
a song from The Lion King,
but I actually do like Something Human. It's not musy, but it's still a good song nonetheless. This whole album is just, it's very out there, trying a lot of different styles and everything, and that's the cool thing about Muse is that I feel like they pull off a lot of styles. They can kind of do whatever they want and it still sounds good. I just love acoustic music, and Something Human has more of that acoustic kind of road trippy feel to it, and that's just a song that my personal style, my personal taste is really geared towards. Thought Contagion, again, I know a lot of people hate it, but I actually do enjoy it. I don't really know why people hate it so much. From what I can tell, the people who dislike it the most are the hardcore Muse fans, and I will say I'm not a hardcore Muse fan. I just recently started getting more into them, so I can't really speak on that behalf. I mean, I've heard it on the radio, and maybe people are mad that it's more of a pop because it's being played on radios and whatnot, but I don't mind it at all. My work plays it on our station, and I think that was actually the first time I heard it. But now I just listen to it and I jam. I think it's a bop. Get Up and Fight. Again, I know a lot of people don't like it. I actually do. It's not Musey in the slightest. There's nothing about it sounds like a Muse song. I will admit to that. But again, Muse is kind of using this album to take a lot of their own styles and make new styles. And I feel like that's working for them. I think that this was a good song. I would never have thought it was Muse had I not recognized, you know, Matt Bellamy's voice, but the style of it itself is not in the slightest like a Muse song, but I do actually enjoy it. It's a good pop song. Muse makes good music. And then also the high notes at the end slay me. Like that's really powerful that Bellamy still has that kind of oomph to his voice, and it's just, I respect that. He's an incredible vocalist, and I will give him credit there. Blockades is such a headbang song for me that like I just really get turned to. I love the synth at the beginning because it's so mysterious, and I feel like the song is pretty musy from my knowledge, and it's fun. It's a good song to listen to. I feel like this is a good song to play in the car with other people who know and like Muse. Do enjoy it. Dig Down. You were wondering which song was my least favorite. You may not be surprised. You're probably not surprised. I don't really like Dig Down. It's forgettable. It's just weird. I just don't care for it. It's not my thing. I don't think there's anything in particular that's wrong with it. Like, I don't even know what I would change to make it better. I just don't enjoy it that much as a song. Like, it's not something I would normally listen to. The Void is very powerful, in my opinion. It's very 80s. It's very influenced with that kind of aesthetic that they're trying to go for with this really heavy synth. I don't think that's a very Musey thing to do. I could be wrong, but in my personal opinion, I feel like that's not the most Musey. But I really like the power that it has lying underneath it, this emotion. So I would still kind of put it a little bit lower on my list, but I would say that one's definitely above Dig Down and probably above, yeah, it's above Break It to me. Oh, there's so many songs on this album. Okay, Algorithm, alternate reality version. Absolutely, 100% yes. I love orchestral music. Anything orchestral or symphonic in any way, I am just super about. If you didn't know, I've played flute for 11 years. I grew up in band. That's just my thing. I am about that. I just love hearing Algorithm with this heavy like soundtrack feel. I'm like, yes, that is what I am about. The Dark Side alternate reality version, there is no percent chance that you can convince me that this song wasn't influenced by Daniel Ferry. Muse has shared Daniel Ferry's Dark Side cover. I know they've heard it. I know they know, and I'm pretty sure they listened to it and they were like, oh, we should try a style like this sometime, because this song is just straight up out of one of Daniel Ferry's covers. And I mean, I love that because Danny's my man. He is awesome, and I love his style of music that he does with his covers. So I'm glad to see Muse being influenced by that, but it's, you know, it's really difficult to convince me that Muse did not get any inspiration from it. Pressure marching band version, same thing as Algorithm. It's band, yay! I was in marching band in high school, and I really have a soft spot for it. I love hearing marching bands do stuff. It's just fun, and it kind of reminds me of something I grew up with. I don't know, this is just such a weird thing to have on an album, I don't know any other albums that have a marching band version of one of their songs, but that's incredible. That's such a unique thing to do, and I really gotta just give credit to Muse for that creativity. Propaganda acoustic version, it's very difficult to tell which one I like more between the original and the acoustic version, because like I said earlier, I love acoustic music, so Propaganda acoustic it's up there, But again, I'm not sure between the original and the acoustic which one I would prefer. So the Break It To Me Sam to Jong remix, I definitely like more than the original Break It To Me. It's not super different, but I feel like it's better. I feel like he kind of took the things I didn't really like about it, like that off-key dissonant guitar, kind of took it away and fixed it. And it's more like a turn up, like a bop to me than it was before. So I'm not super familiar with Sam to Jong, but good job, I'm proud of you, that was awesome. And Something Human acoustic version. I would probably choose the acoustic version over the original. Again, same thing, I love acoustic music. Something Human, the acoustic version is not super different from the original because the original was already on the more chill acoustic side of things, but I'm not complaining at all because I love having multiple versions of the same song to listen to. And this is just more Muse for me, and I like that. But yeah, I'm just kind of about the acoustic stuff, you know? Sue me, like, it's just that we all have our tastes, right? Contagion live version. Again, I don't know if I would prefer the original or the live. I kind of like the live because it's got this crowd being super hype, and there's something about that just really gets me excited. I like to hear people cheering and supporting musicians. It's nice to hear that, and then of course to hear live vocals and to know that that's being performed live in front of a bunch of people and it's still flawless. That's just something I really admire. So I'm not sure if I prefer the actual live version to the original version, but I definitely know that I can give it more credit. And Dig Down acoustic gospel version. Better than the original Dig Down, still not my thing. I don't really have an opposition to gospel music. I thought that this was really interesting. Again, it was something unique that I feel like Muse has really taken credit into. And it's fun. It's cool to do stuff like that. I really think that's an interesting thing, and I have no issue with it or anything. I just don't really care for Dig Down. It's just not really the best song I've ever heard. And the Void acoustic version. Probably like it more than the original. I feel like it's more musy than the original song because of this piano. And I know I've heard piano that's like that in other Muse songs, but I can't remember which ones off the top of my head. I'm sorry guys, I'm an amateur. But in my opinion, that just sounds more like Muse than the original, even though the original did play into this 80s synth that they're trying to go for. So I don't have an issue with either one. I feel like they're both great. But if I were to choose one that I could only listen to, I'd probably go with acoustic. But at this point, does that even surprise you? And finally, song number 21, the Dark Side alternate reality version instrumental. Muse liked Daniel Ferry's music so much they were like, not only are we going to do our own version of Daniel's songs, we're going to release the instrumental for it too. Congrats Danny, you made it. Good job. I just love this kind of music so much, that's why I'm a big fan of Daniel Ferry and the Muse versions of these songs as well. I think it's just incredible, honestly. It's just a nice, chill music to listen to. I just really enjoy that. So as far as my ranking of all of these songs, check the description because I don't think I can list them all off the top of my head as how much I like them. I have songs that are kind of in the higher, more enjoyed range, and I kind of have songs that are in the lesser enjoyed range. So I don't know if I could list them all right now. I'd have to really think about it, and I'm not just gonna sit here and let my camera roll for 15 minutes while I try to figure that out. So I will get back to y'all on that, and I'll probably post it in the description. My general final thoughts on the album, I do really enjoy it. I'm starting to get more into Muse with each passing day. Thanks, Nightwalk. But I really am starting to, get more into their music, and so discovering more. I wouldn't be able to list the album compared to other albums. I'm not quite that far along yet.
You are now a Muse amateur. Consider yourself knighted.
Yeah! Yeah! I'm still a Muse amateur, but I do generally enjoy this album. It's not very musy, but it is good music, and to me, that's what really matters. But that's all that I have for you folks. Thank you so much for sticking around with my accidental hiatus, and I will see you somewhere over the rainbow.